Hey guys, welcome back to Rossoneri TV. I'm Jun. I'm alongside Adamo Ritaco to review the matches just finished moments ago at the San Siro. The match between AC Milan and Atalanta that finished 0-0. A very dull match for Milan. After picking up those 3 consecutive wins, we were looking for a fourth against Atalanta, but unfortunately our streak had to end tonight as Milan were pretty poor, and to say the least, and of course didn't manage to get this much needed win, which would have been very beneficial to them in the standings. Now, Damo, of course, today we didn't see the performance that we saw against Lazio. We actually saw a worse performance than other matches that we've seen this season, and we really weren't expecting it. Of course, we knew that many players are going to be missing, such as the likes of Bertolacci, Bonaventura, and so forth. But is it really an excuse for this Milan side to not show up today and perform like they did?
Well, I mean, you look at the performance, and we had a whopping 3 shots on target. I mean, guys, that is what I call exhilarating. When I think of a matchup between Atalanta and Milan, I think of a game with as many goals as this, 0-0. What a frickin' fixture that was, guys. I don't know. But in all seriousness, pretty boring match, to say the least. Milan not able to capitalize on the little opportunities that they got, and Atalanta caused some problems that we shouldn't have had. But yeah, as you posed the question, it shouldn't be an excuse that losing a couple key players is a reason why Milan should be struggling against Atalanta. All credit to Atalanta. They have some great players. But Milan shouldn't be on their level. They should be a step above if they want to be making Europa League and Champions League or even winning the Scudetto some season. We can only hope and pray. But, as I said, this is not a fixture that we should be playing to the level of our opponents. If we are losing this match, it should be by unfortunate luck or something of that sort. But Atalanta really took it to Milan today, and Milan just sat back and allowed it, I guess. And there's some performances out there in the first half that were not too sharp. De Sciglio, for example, wasn't wearing his Huggies diapers, stuck with Pampers that day, wasn't too happy. Sent off or got taken off in the second half, of course, for Davide Calabria, the one and only. And, it's a good day when you have to rely on a 16-year-old goalkeeper to save your ass. I think that pretty much sums up the whole fixture for Milan today. Overall, terrible performance, and there's really no excuses.
Yeah, well said there. Just to touch on a couple of points that you made, of course, I think Atalanta were the better team. And as you mentioned, there's no reason for Milan to actually play down to Atalanta's level. Now, to all due respect to Atalanta, they actually played really well. But we all know that Milan, and this has been the case on numerous occasions, not only this season, but also in the past, where we have played down to the level of our opponent. And this as I said in the match preview, it's not a game to write off, but yet again, it's a game where you're expecting Milan to win, especially after stringing 3 wins in a row. So once again, it's not an excuse. I saw many players today not performing, and that is what's bothering me the most. And I'm pretty sure you guys could have seen that from the look on Mihalovic's face there. Also, getting sent off in the dying moments for kicking a water bottle in the direction of the 4th official. What a man. But honestly speaking, you can't argue and not agreeing with Mihalovic, because the team really should have done much better, and we shouldn't have performed the way that we did. Speaking of player performances, you touched upon De Sciglio and Calabria already, but today we saw the return of Niang after that injury that he picked up in that preseason friendly against Bayern Munich, and he finally came back. He had some decent signs, and only that really in the first half. He did quite well, but after that in the second half, much like the whole team, completely inexistent. I think he came off there as he was injured. Hopefully it's nothing too serious. But other than that, today the midfield was inexistent. Montolivo, once again, loving the idea of the long balls. As I said on Twitter, I wonder who taught him that as a midfielder, the only option that you have is long balls. And as someone perfectly said, it seems like Montolivo just got it right like once or twice with the long balls, and he thinks, oh, I'm going to get it right each and every time now. No, it simply doesn't work like that for Montolivo, and he honestly should. You know, some people are going to say, yeah, but there's not much options out there. There's not many players to move the ball around to. A real midfielder playing in that position, such as Montolivo, should be better than that. And once again, he's going to get some games that are going to go his way, but a majority of them are not, and that is where he needs to improve, or we simply need to find someone else to replace him. Now, Adamo, you said it. You said that Donnarumma really saved their ass, and I think he was the man of the match. Today, without him, you know, I really think that we would have lost this match. And at the end of the day, look at the performance. It seems like it's actually a point rescued rather than 2 points lost, because Atalanta was just on top of us all game long. And if it wasn't for Donnarumma pulling off those miraculous saves there for a 16-year-old, we would have been in really deep crap. And really now, Adamo, I just want to ask you this question regarding the goalkeepers once again. Does this settle the debate going on once again between Donnarumma and Diego Lopez? He's played 4 games in a row. He's picked up 2 clean sheets. He's got 10 points out of 12 for Milan. What more could we use to back up this kid?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's unfortunate for Diego Lopez to have to be benched by a 16-year-old, but, you know, at this time and moment, you can't really bench somebody who's playing so well despite their age. You know, it was a very similar scenario, not to make any references to the MLS, because I know a lot of people aren't a fan of it, but, you know, TFC had a Joe Bendik and Chris Konopka, 2 pretty awful goalkeepers, but, you know, not going to say anything. But, you know, it was all down to, okay, you mess up, then the next guy gets to play. If you mess up, then the other guy gets to play. So then that might be the case from now on, where Donnarumma will be starting until he makes a big mess up like Diego Lopez did in the past, which made him get benched. So I think that will be the case. And until that happens, I don't think we'll be seeing him benched, even against opposition like Juventus, Roma. You know, we saw against Lazio. So, you know, it's great for Donnarumma as a 16-year-old goalkeeper who could be the future of not only Milan, but also the Azzurri. And it's a very positive sign for Milan as well that they picked up this goalkeeper. But, you know, I don't know. It's hard to really make that debate, but Diego Lopez, arguably our best player, meanwhile, is being benched by Donnarumma, but it's really hard to argue that, as I said. A special mention out to the one and only Sule Muntari in the crowd, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, you know, you just got to give a round of applause for this man. I mean, you know, obviously he was there showing his love for AC Milan. You know, it's just got to do what you got to do sometimes, you know?
Yeah, I preferred Boateng's hat, though, to be honest. But,
Very true.
Guys, moving on to the conclusion of this review, I just want to say that, of course, there's the international break going into next week, so there's going to be no games for Milan. But coming back from this international break, we will be playing against Juventus, and that's going to be one crazy fixture. Even though Juventus hasn't been on their form, it's going to be something to see if we could have the 2 Gigi's play, maybe Gigi Donnarumma, Gigi Buffon. That'll be once in a really blue moon that will happen. But we'll see what happens with that. But other than that, guys, this has been the match review for AC Milan Atalanta. Once again, reminding you the scoreline in case you forgot already. 0-0, and what more to say, guys? Hopefully we won't see any more of these disturbing performances, but knowing Milan, we all know that 2 games are going to do well and another game they're going to do shit. That's just the Milan way of doing it. Thank you for watching, guys. Don't forget, if you guys have any fan videos to send to us, please check the description box below, as you will find a link there to find out how to do and how to send us your videos. Also, don't forget to subscribe to Rossoneri TV to stay updated with everything AC Milan, and we'll catch you guys next time. This has been Gio and Adamo signing off from Rossoneri TV, and as always, Forza Milan.